Hello family, this is Abraham from the Final Warning Facebook page. Just wanted to make a quick video on my findings that I have found in the Bible. Now there's a misconception going around that Christians do not have to keep the 10 Commandments because under the New Covenant, God never commanded us to keep the 10 Commandments, or God never wanted us to keep it. And this is something that's not true. A lot of people say that it's the 10 Commandments of the Old Testament and it has nothing to do with the New Testament. Now, I want to present to you a few things that I found, because you find the 10 Commandments, all of them, in the New Testament. And this is proof alone that you have to keep the 10 Commandments in the New Testament, because if you didn't, why would you find it there? So we find all of them, every single one, including the Sabbath, in the New Testament. Now, I'm going to give you a few verses. Commandment number 1, do not have gods before me. We find that in Matthew 4, 9 through 10. Then we find, thou shalt not have no images. We find that in 1 John 5, 21. Commandment number 3, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. We find that in James 2, 7. The Sabbath commandment, which is remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. We find that in Hebrews 4, 4. We find it in Revelation 14, 6 through 7. We find it all over the book of Acts, where the apostles were with the Gentile church and the Jews in church on the Sabbath. Also, we find the 5th commandment, honor thy mother and father, in Ephesians 6, 1. We find the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th commandment stated by Paul in Romans 13, 9 through 10. Now we find all the commandments in the New Testament. This is the striking proof that we have to keep the 10 commandments under the New Covenant. One of the commandments is thou shalt not kill. We do not have to keep that commandment. So are we allowed to kill? Are we allowed to steal? Are we allowed to murder? Are we allowed to do all these things? Of course not. So family, I just wanna tell you that Satan is making his best efforts to make us not keep the word of God, because Jesus Christ is soon to return. And if we don't keep the word of God, it's going to be virtually impossible for us to be saved, my family. So he's making his full effort, which Revelation 12, 17 says that he makes war with the commandment keepers and the church that keeps it. So I just want to tell you, family, that we have to keep the word of God. And we find all the 10 commandments in the New Testament, New Covenant. So when you hear people say, no, we don't have to keep it, that's not necessarily true. I don't understand if they're listening to their pastors or if they're listening to their mothers. I don't understand, but definitely they're not listening to the word of God, family. So I just want to tell you thank you for being, and I'm going to make a lot more shorter verses. Please like this fan page, follow this fan page so you can be in tune with everything that we're doing, and also see the YouTube channel. I have a lot of truth on the YouTube channel too. Everything's going to be in the description, family. So everyone have a good day.